G'day guys, welcome to the mailbag preview for 19th of May. We're going to cover Morphettville briefly, touch on Doomben, and then we're going to head to Flemington and do race by race. Hayden, how are you?
Welcome back.
How you going?
Yeah, good mate. Yourself?
You winning?
Always.
All right, let's
Trying to anyway.
We'll try and rip straight in because every time you're on we go for way too long, so we'll get stuck in, right?
Yeah, we'll keep it nice and short.
Right, we'll start in Morphettville. We'll start race number 3. It's a SA Fillies Classic over 2,500 metres. It's a Group 3 for fillies. You want to take us away? Or do you want some prices?
You go with the prices.
Miss Admiration $2.80, Pleasuring $2.70, Earth Angel 12s, So You Like Her 18s, Theodora 15s, Miss Lillian 23s, longer the rest. What do you like?
What do I like? I don't like the race, to be honest with you. Just a bunch of slow fillies, the way I read it. Favourites hard in the market, Miss Admiration Pleasuring. Obvious reasons why. From an IVR benchmarking perspective, we're sort of starting at the top of the range in that 1.5 lengths above benchmark, and we go right down to the -20. So it's a compressed market, then going to want all the luck in the run.
Which I think Miss Admiration might not get.
I thought exactly the same thing, but there's a genius on board. Do I want to take 270, 280, both of those two? Probably not. Do I want to embed in the race? Probably not as well. Those two, take your pick. Other than that, Goosey Fair, Theodora Scare Me, both from the Weir stable. Both look like they've been set for this. Theodora back in the field, big mid-race moves. To me, this really mapped out as a grand final.
It would be for most, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but there's some coming off Sydney campaigns and
Yeah.
a little bit all over the place. A lot of these are an afterthought. So horses like that, I think this is the big opportunity to get some good black type into a horse like Earth Angel. Whether they're good enough, it's not really a race that I want to bet into. If I had to bet into it, I'd be looking at the each way around the 30-1. Those Weir horses, the other horse that I sort of could make a little bit of a excuse for was Berkshire Lady.
Okay.
But they're right your own ticket, 30-1. I'll be staying out.
I could have a small bet Earth Angel each way. Positive jockey change. I think the horse been hitting the line like it wants this. I like the horse from a yard point of view. It's been nowhere near ready. The times I've seen it, I think it would be about spot on now. And I thought Pleasuring of the two favourites was the one to beat. I don't like, despite Damien Oliver, I don't want to touch that price. A horse drawn 17 over 2,500. Best case scenario, he's too wide. He's like one off.
Yeah. There's the benefit of both of those
you want
two
them to
horses.
tick every box at that price.
The benefit for the favourites is whether they get the trip or they don't. Miss Admiration really looks like she'll get the trip. Is that I don't think they really want to make this a hard staying test. So normally with these fillies races, best horse wins. Whoever you think it is out of Miss Admiration Pleasuring,
Yeah.
might get the money.
Righto, race 5. Light in My Veins, 420. Land of Plenty, 370. It was 380 this morning. A little bit's come already since it's been scratched from Flemington. Fastnet Tempest, 850. Overexposure, 650. Longer the rest. Kick us away.
Again, compressed race. Figures wise, best IVR figures in the race. You're looking at a horse like Fastnet Tempest, who has that, can get into that +3, +3.5 above the IVR benchmark.
With your IVR stuff,
Yep.
how do you handle like Arkham Knight coming out of a Warrnambool? Do you care like what the form from Warrnambool's doing so far, or is it just all the numbers?
When it comes down to myself personally, the benefit that I think I have with the IVR system is that it does not matter to me whether they run at Mildura.
Yep.
It doesn't matter to me whether they run at Caulfield. I can get an accurate assessment of that performance.
Yeah.
Where when you're sitting down trying to do basic form, you might put a line through a horse that's coming from Warrnambool going into Metro grade, but if you've got figures
Yeah, I understand.
and data that represents this horse is capable of winning in town, and then you'll get, on the other hand, you'll get horses who have raced at metropolitan level. The horses around them might be strong, but the overall performance
Yeah.
wasn't strong itself. So sometimes you're taking unders.
So like I'd be thinking about, if I liked Arkham Knight here, I might have an all up it to place into Guizzo to place, for example, at Flemington later on.
Well,
Comes from the same race, both hit the line big. But I'm not suggesting that. I think there's a moral here. But I'll let you finish.
My opinion, I think Land of Plenty's got the most upside. In saying that, he's going to have to go to a new level if a couple others here bring their best. Fastnet Tempest, really smart horse. I think there's too much in between those two in the market. I don't think there's much between them at all. Fastnet Tempest gets his distance range, Cherry Right ready to go. Light in My Veins to me is a touch unders. I think it might be a sitting shot in front. Jamie Carr's pretty good though, knows the track better than anyone else. Horse that I could slightly get an interest in is Rhythm to Spare.
Drew loves that horse.
I think he could sit either in front, or Ollie could take the sit just behind Light in My Veins and give him one shot.
It's a fair jockey change, isn't it?
Yeah, super jockey change. Anytime Oliver goes on, and at the moment we don't seem to be taking unders Oliver, so we seem to be getting the right price, and we're getting superior riders. Land of Plenty, where does he get to from the gate? Lane's got to make a decision, but you know, 3 wide tracking into it. He's going to be with Fastnet Tempest, who's probably going to look for the toe in behind him. So he's got horses like Light in My Veins, Rhythm to Spare to run down, and then he's going to have a horse with a big, powerful finish coming at him last minute. So he's smart, he's going in the right direction. Betting wise, he's probably at rock bottom odds for me.
I think he'll start $3. I think he's a complete borderline moral. He's got huge upside, huge SP over Fastnet Tempest, who had a perfect ride from Craig Williams that day at Caulfield, and he had a checkered run.
Yep.
It's very, very good last start, right near its top. I think he'll be winning this.
I still look with the
serious talent.
I just look from another perspective. Horses like Rhythm to Spare and Fastnet Tempest, I might get around the same place price as I'm going to get Land of Plenty to win. I think he'd be heavily backed on the day.
Yeah, I think 380 is a sensational price this morning. 370 is still really good.
So if you could take a hold on him to win, and your 2 outs in the race might be small, Fastnet Tempest 1 by 5, and then small again, Rhythm to Spare 1 by 5, you could probably set yourself up in a pretty good position in the race.
So at 420 Light in My Veins, we're thinking that's going to start probably 485s.
Your one will drift. Light in My Veins goes really well at Morphettville, but it probably depends in the run how easy it gets to the front. If Jamie's allowed to dictate and kick, I'd like to know whether she got off overexposure to get onto Light in My Veins, or what the story there is, because she's a lock for overexposure.
Yep. Okay.
Which is pretty smart, beating ahead last start.
Yeah, well, Peaceful State form's pretty good.
Peaceful State.
I'm just a Land of Plenty fan, basically. I'm happy to take 380 here to find out. Race 6, the Proud Miss Stakes, 1200 metres, 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares. It's a Group 3. This is tough, I thought. You got anything? Or do you want, I'll do the prices, sorry. Danny Test 7s, Miss Gunpowder 950, Creativity 6, She So High 370, Leather and Lace 650, and Split Lip 27s. It seems big. Longer the rest. Well, they're not all longer than 27, but they're all double figures. What do you got?
Well, again, D. Oliver, She's So High, perfect run, barrier 7, good last start. Last start 4.1 lengths above the IVR benchmark has it slightly on top for me. Danny Test, forgive one run, you're probably getting, I'd say, $2 to $3 above what it would be if you forgive the last start. I think it's probably about a $5 chance, second favourite for mine. Creativity comes off a PB and a best of the day, 3.2 lengths above the IVR benchmark at Caulfield. D Lane, barrier 11, this race might not be too bad for it.
D Lane?
Oh, sorry, Damien Thornton aboard.
Yeah, no, Damien Thornton. D Lane would make it a $4 chance.
Yeah, you're about right there.
So I'm nervous with D Thornton from 11.
So I would be pretty keen to take a 2-bet play into the race. I'd like to have She So High as my main bet. And I'd like to save Dainty Tess. I think She's So High will hit the front at the top of the straight, and Dainty Tess will have the last shot. And
Yep. All right. I thought the race was a bit tricky. Dainty Tess, Go Grace at odds. I thought it can win. One More Daisy can win. She's So High, obvious. Creativity, obvious. Split Lip can win. And Leather and Lace, shit scared of anything Weir Lane. I don't want to bet into the race. Race 7, the Goodwood, 1200 metres, Group 1. Vega Magic is currently $3.10 best odds, $8 Vidora, $12 Thronum, $18 Santa Ana Lane, $10 Voodoo Lad, $18 Viridine, longer the rest. What do you got? You betting?
yep.
Is it a moral? It's got your man on. It's fresh.
One thing about the Goodwood, you can sit back and have a look at as many replays back as you like. One thing about the Goodwood, track set up Morphettville. The Goodwood's one of those races where you get 3 or 4 good horses. You get 3 or 4 that listed grade sprinter. And then you seem to get a handful of Wangoon runners.
Are you surprised Rich Charm isn't in?
No.
I am.
The thing with the Goodwood is that wide run, very, very hard to get into the race, because when the pressure goes on, the outside division falls away. So very hard to loop and win a Goodwood. Inside rail seems to always open up. Best Horse always seems to hit the front at the 200 metre mark, very hard to run down. Anything coming from behind really struggles to get into the race because they don't get toe from quality horses. Ollie, Vega Magic,
Say it.
is a genius. He's going to take his pick here. I'd be happy. It's one turn.
You'll sit OSL, saying will push up and take the lead.
Oh, they've got
He'll
Thronum there.
cruise
I don't think
across.
they're going to muck around on Thronum. I think they'll look for the front. Ollie's not going to put this into any traffic. If he can get a sit behind something, he'll take it. If not, he'll just rate it and try and win on it. Hits the front at the 200. If you can run him down, good luck. He's got off a quality horse like Secret Agenda to get onto Vega Magic, who you can pretty much sense he's had this locked in for a fair while. They've skipped a lot of good quality races with Vega Magic and taken him to the Goodwood. Like, he was quite... There was no real reason why he couldn't have gone to Sydney. He skipped good races, TJs.
Yeah.
Vega Magic. You go back through the Goodwood. The best horse normally wins.
I think it's a complete moral. It's going to piss him. I reckon it's the best sprinter in Australia. It should have won the Everest. 1200 metres is perfect for it. It's big, tough, outside draw. I love. I'm so happy where it drew. He'll cruise across, do what he wants. I'm stoked with Oliver. I'll save or just get a little bit out of Voodoo Lad and Viridine at the odds.
What price Viridine? Put a pen through its last start. What price would you have it? It's 20 to 1.
I'd have it like 8.
I'd have it hard second favourite.
Yeah, same.
They were talking about this horse.
I think Voodoo Lad's a bit unders, but I don't want to lose on it. Whereas Viridine's the value in the race, but Vega Magic's the moral.
Yeah, I've got him. I wouldn't say he's a moral. From a benchmarking point of view, his best is around that 6 lengths above the IVR benchmark, where you've got horses like Vidora, Viridine. Viridine can bring a 6. He's got multiple 6s to his name. You've also got horses like Vidora who can bring a 5. So he doesn't have that bigger gap on them. But the thing with him is that they're going to have to run him down.
Yeah, he makes his own... What the appeal to me, and why I'm happy to say moral, is he makes his own luck.
Yeah, and I'm worried about that outside division.
There'll be a lot of slow horses going quick, stopping, while he's off, gone.
Yeah, and
when
they're the ones that they've got
and the Voodoo Lads of this world have to pick their way through that to get the last
got
crack
a
at
loop.
it.
There's a few horses there who I think they've drawn well, who can run sneaky little races and run a place in the race. I'll have a bit's a really interesting runner for me. SP $151, Found the lane, which was worth 3 to 4 lengths at Morphettville that day. All the fastest times came from the exact same lane, Shoals.
Yep.
That lane was worth a lot. Found it home quick. Probably the reason you're getting $20 Viridine is because it was beaten last start by something at SP.
Yeah.
$151, but he's still gone in the slower part of the track and put it to horses like Nature Strip and that, who, you know, you put a Nature Strip into there and he's still $9.
Yeah.
So he's the wrong price for mine. Comes with 1 run. If something was to go wrong with the favourite, or if there was an advantage to be right out wide, I think a nice cold Regan Bayless ride, he could run into the money. I'll have a bet if they go to the fence and hold, and if it can sit in front of a Vedora or Santa Ana Lane, Bowditch is going to look for that miracle.
Yeah.
Fall back the fence. He's going to look to get the slingshot into the straight and have the last crack. I'm a big Vedora fan, but I'm concerned with any horse coming off a setback.
Yeah, I'll pen him.
So I've got to risk her. I think you'll get near on double the price on the day. I wouldn't be surprised if she just kept drifting. But I'll have a bet if they ride cold. That was a big finish, and it's very highly likely that horses can repeat again, same track, same distance, 14 days after, if it wasn't a hard run. So I think it can run in the money and is wrong price.
I think that one of the ways you could play this race too is if you're in playing, I'd be getting set before they jump Vega. I'd have an in play late, like $1.20, $1.30, because he'll hit the front and look the winner for sure.
Yep.
And look to get some on Viridine and Verdu Lad in the run, because they'll be back. They'll be a bit crowded, and that'll scare a lot of people, and that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
So you'd be getting bigger odds then. That's how I look to play it.
So just here, for the guys that are watching, obviously they don't have much exposure to IVR benchmarking, etc. When you start to talk numbers, if you go back and you have a look at the day Brave Smash made his debut, Caulfield and Vega Magic won the race, that gives you an idea of what Vega Magic running and winning at a +6 range versus a horse running on into that +5 range looks like. So you can run big times, big numbers, but it's very, very hard to pick up.
Yeah, because he's gone.
A horse who's going to run big times in front of you.
His racing pattern is conducive to Moraltown. It's a consistent galloper.
Racing pattern is perfect for a Goodwood.
Right, let's head over to Doomben. Race 8, Doomben Cup, 2,000 metres. It's a weight for age Group 1. The market is as follows. Coming through, 10s. Is the one scratched? I think so. Ambitious, $4.80. Tom Melbourne, 10s. Santano Rasan. Satano Rasan.
Satono Raisin.
Raisin.
Yeah.
Well, there's no I there.
Yeah, but he's Japanese, so it can be whatever he likes.
He's $6. Lifeless Ordinary is $11 here. Tradesman coming from the Bull, 14s. Egg Tart, 12s. Oregon's Day, $4.20. And Abbey Marie, $13. All right, what are we doing here? I can go first if you want.
Go for it.
Lifeless Ordinary is a great bet here each way, I think. The horse is flying. It's relatively early in its prep compared to some of these. Like some of the more proven horses here. Like Coming Through has been up for a long time. I really like it as a horse. Tradesman coming off the Bull, I'm happy to steer clear of it. Might have Egg on my face. Egg Tart is a really good horse, but it's definitely not, this is like an afterthought for it, I've no doubt. Oregon's Day, he's been up for a long time. Very good last start. And Abbey Marie's just a tease, I think. I've sort of classed it as a tease. It's a good horse who can run time, but it needs everything to go right. I think $11 is a stupid price, Lifeless Ordinary.
What's your thought on the tempo?
Solid enough.
Who leads?
Coming Through will go forward. Tom Melbourne will go forward. Oregon's Day will go forward. Coming Through surely goes forward from that gate.
So we're getting a 2,000 metre staying test, or are we getting a jump, settle, find our positions, work to the corner and sprint home?
Typical kind of bit of a bustle early. They find their spots, then they'll try and sneak. Walker will sneak, he loves sneaking.
So Walker's next on coming through. Ambitious might get a chance to roll along hard on the lead.
Craig Williams ain't going to roll along hard on the speed.
What's Tommy doing?
Do you think Craig Williams will go hard? Tom Elvin's a chance of rolling along. Corey Brown sort of just rides the horse. Doesn't overthink it. Just think helps him.
He's very patient, Corey.
Whereas I'd be scared what Craig's going to do ambitious, tempo-wise, wouldn't you?
I'm waiting for Ambitious to show up.
Yeah, I can't believe the price.
Ambitious, from an IVR perspective, probably the second best horse in the country. Has that sort of ability. If he gets back, if he ever found that form that he had in Japan, from a benchmarking point of view, we're talking about him being around that 10 lengths above the IVR benchmark.
Yeah, and I think this is a perfect example, though, of finding the balance between numbers and betting. The horse hasn't won in 770 days, but it might be the second best horse in the country.
Yep.
So you got to try and balance out. Yes, this horse is capable of this, but at $4.80, do I want to find out?
Probably not.
I'm a no.
I think he's rock bottom.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the horse. I think I backed him twice in my life. But if you're going to put up $3 again, Tom Melbourne the place, I'm going to take it again.
It does appeal, doesn't it?
I think he's very hardly done by in terms of, from a benchmarking perspective, he's extremely honest. He's just not that 10 or 11. He's not the hype that he's got. And I think people like to have a bit of fun and a bit of a laugh with him, but he's extremely consistent, and they keep serving up better than 6-4 the place.
Yep.
And you can just keep taking it. It's going to click for him. He's going to get that win on the board, whether it's this race. I couldn't tip him to anyone as a winning perspective, but from a place line, I'm happy there. Oregon's Day, 2,000 metres. If they sit and walk and want to ping home and turn it into that style of race, she's going to be hard in it. 2,000 metres, never untried at the trip, $4.20. No, I'm not interested there. But
I'd be working at. I am working at Lifeless, Ordinary, Ambitious. The two horses in this race with a 2,000 metre run in the lead up, which is something I really like.
Yep.
One's $11, one's $4.80. That's my decision made. Lifeless, Ordinary, each way.
I'll be looking there. Tom Mel, I think the Forgotten Horse is Egg Tart.
Good horse, isn't it?
I think she's screaming out for some sting in the ground. I think the day she finds herself on a wet track, you'll get the best of Egg Tart. Am I betting? I'll probably be backing Tom to run in the money.
All right, race 9 at Doomben. The Bright Shadow Quality, 1,200 metres, fillies and mares. Prices, sorry. Anatola, $2.10. River Racer, 8s. Rachel, 11s. Den Magic, 20s. Swampland, 12s. That seems poisonous. Conchita, 15s. Crystal Fountain, 21s. And Secret Trail, 19s. Longer most of the rest. What do you got, my man?
Anatola probably leads it. Will here, there's probably 4 horses there who want to hold a spot behind her. And then we start to string out after that. She's flying, Anatola. Probably the horse that I'm interested in. What price is a Noir?
Oh, wow.
Or not there.
Is it scratched now?
It might be scratched.
I think it's scratched because I can't see. Yeah, it is scratched.
Anatola, quality horse, career best form.
Noah's racing in Sydney, race 9, so that's a little push there from Hayden. Which I concur with.
I got
quickly before we
concern.
just. I think that is in race. So race 9, Rosehill, number 2, Noah. There's a little push from Hayden. I don't mind it, and I also thought Dissolute will go well race 9. Anyway, back to Doomben.
Anatola, last start. My little concern coming into this and at the price you're going to take is last start very quick early. First section in that 7 to 7.5 lengths above benchmark range. Backing up, it can take the sting out of these horses a little bit. Doomben suits, hard to make ground. You're stepping right in at the bottom of the market, even money. There is a risk there. that's flattened off that run, but she is racing very well. Horses I'm interested in, Secret Trail's a wrong price, 20 to 1. Completely the wrong price. Forgive One, first up. Go off the Rose Hill run, first up, 4.5 lengths above the IVR benchmark, 8.5 length mid-race squeeze, which is super in an 1100 metre race. So if you imagine, if you put it down to 0.16 of a second is a length, for you to improve 8 lengths, you've improved 1.3, 1.4 seconds over a section. So for you to go, you're basically going flat-footed. Imagine you're doing 60 Ks with your car in 5th gear and you slam it back to 3rd and floor it. Huge run first up. Might have just taken...
Which you shouldn't do. It would be horrible for your car, wouldn't it?
Yeah, horrible for your car and horrible for your horse. Puts in a flat second up run, which it did last preparation. So you go back to the preparation prior, first up 3 lengths above the IVR benchmark. Same sort of deal. 8 length mid-race move. Second up flattened, then come out in the Gold Coast over 1300 and run second. I think be cherry ripe here, 18 to 1, could run in the money. I think it's a good, again, that 1 by 3, 1 by 4, that's the way I like to bet. On the place line, you're going to get a better price at the place than you are Den Magic. Another horse that I'm a little bit of a fan of, but doesn't show up all the time. If they can run on, you probably get better than 30 to 1 on the days not on your life. Number 3. Runs on real hard. After that, you're in a compressed market again. The benchmarking sort of range from +4 down to benchmark. So they're pretty even. Money will talk on the day.
Yeah, I think what's key here is it's race 9 Doomben.
Yep.
So by now we know what's happening. If they're leading and winning, Anatola is hard to beat. But if it's remotely fair, I'm big Secret Trail, big Conchita, and big O'Rachel at 11s. So I'm getting $19 Secret Trail, we're getting $11 O'Rachel, and 15 Conchita.
Yep.
However you do your speed maps, I use the punting form thing and I'll change them around and throughout the day, like wherever I'm betting in play, you can highlight like horses that are advantaged and disadvantaged, and you change that as a pattern sort of identifies. So something like that would be really good to use at Doomben, because everyone sort of thinks on pace. But every now and again it's going to change, and by race 9 it might start to change, and as horses want to be on pace, and Conchita, Anatola might get really taken on, like Pomelo can come across, horses will kick up, it might change a little bit and you can adjust. Even if it is real on pace, I reckon we're still very close to the money, because they'll all want to get there.
And
they'll be going too quick.
Especially races later in the day when they are on pace, you'll find that the leaders will win early. Then they'll start to overdo it, thinking that the bias is a lot stronger than what it is, and the advantage actually comes from sitting in that 2 to 4, 2 to 6 lengths off the leader instead of being hard in front. So
Secret Trail needs a really good ride, and so does O'Rachel from their draws.
Yep.
But Conchita should be sweet either way. All right, we'll kick over to Flemington quickly. We'll get through some of it, then we'll have a break. All right.
Race 1, Flemington.
It's a 2-year-old race, isn't it? 2-year-olds, 400 metres. Market is as follows. Vacillator, who SP'd 151 or $101 last start and won well, is $3.80. Dallas Winton, $5.50. Do you reckon that was right?
Yeah, we'll go with that. That was Winton.
Bronski beat $3.90. Winning Partner, $4.60. Black Label Lady 52s. I thought it was $5.20. That's why I read that one out. Mirette, $8. Longer the rest. I am not interested in this race at all.
No,
it's
very
an unseen horse that's never been seen at a trial. It's by Fighting Sun, which is really interesting from a breeding point of view, but it's unseen, unraced. I'm not interested in betting, and I think the industry needs to sort this out promptly.
Yeah, for confidence with me would be moderate to low. Only horse I'd be looking at from a betting point of view is Vacillator. Last start.
Doesn't that SP scare the shit out of you though?
No. The SP's with me from a data perspective, where if the data can tell me that the run wasn't a one-off or a mistake, then I'm happy to stick. Sometimes when they SP big odds, I'm not saying 100 to 1 because we rarely get the 100 to 1 winner, but when they SP 20s or better, This horse has gone 2.1 lengths above the IVR benchmark, 9th best performance on the day overall. The thing that I can take with that is that SP might give me $4 on the day instead of 6 to 4. Meets a lower grade of horse.
Yeah, it'll
here.
definitely drift, I think.
So we've dropped quality of opposition, and we've got proof of a performance. So I've got it at 2.1 lengths above the benchmark, and then the best other than that I've got at benchmark.
Yep.
So I've got a 2-length advantage with the horse. My concerns would be it's done it once, it hasn't done it again. My other concerns are these horses, such as it. You've got to be very careful betting into a race like that because
There's a horse that hasn't never been seen. No
well,
one's got any idea
but
about.
there's also horses who have only had a couple of starts, and race shapes and patterns can determine that they haven't had the chance to prove their best
And I
yet
suppose the Vacillator race is a perfect example of why these can be complete, not a torture to bet into.
Correct, but I've got something there that I can go off, and if I wanted to bet into the race, it'd be the only horse I'd be interested in.
Righto, race 2, benchmark 78, 1200 metres, 3-year-old fillies. We've got Egyptian Bullet at 19s, Regimen $7.50, Twitchy Frank 16s, Grey Shadow 4, Island Days 11, Miss Vixen 8s, Tarkula Spirit 19s, Prepared to Win 18s, Chateau Griffa 35s, Jungle Queen 15s, Lael $6.50 and a little bit of backing somehow. And Remember the Name at $10. I've got Lael probably leads, tries to, Twitchy Frank forward, Jungle Queen kicks up, Prepare to Win wants to be forward. Island Days gets a much softer run than it got at Caulfield, where it was SP dominant favourite against, or not dominant favourite, but half the price of Grey Shadow, and they flipped that here. They've also flipped barriers, so Grey Shadow's now cast, whereas it got that perfect run there at Caulfield. Egyptian Bullet and it out wide, the rest further back. Shadow Griffa and Miss Vixen bring up the tail. I was pretty keen Island Days here at the price. I think it's a wrong price. I think it'll get a much softer run than it did last time. It was entitled to blow out, which it did. And I think $11 is a stupid price. And I mean, by the way that the flux are going, we might even get bigger.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there.
Totally agree. Grey Shadow's like a little bit of lightly raced. Could improve again. Who knows? But off the SPs and the runs they had, I'm pretty keen that Island Days is over this here.
Perfectly agree. One thing you know with the Mick Kent stable too is
I was
that
just about to say this.
Mick Kent, when the horses don't perform, you rarely see them again. Normally Mick Kent just puts them straight in the paddock.
Yeah.
That horse was in no man's land at Caulfield.
And he'll walk this track.
Yeah,
From
no.
5, the horse will be right where it wants to be.
Well, I think the horse is hard in the race. Again, I'd be more interested in Island Days again at a place price.
Yeah, so like maybe even a 1x4 or 5.
So
bet.
off your SP profiling that you do, is that we've got Island Days profiling hard favourite against Grey Shadow. One gets run of the race, one gets a torturous run. Now we're getting Island Days place price, same price as we're getting Grey Shadow to win.
Yeah, and if we're predicting a map, which we try and do every time, we're both agreeing that likely Island Days this time is suited and Grey Shadow is not suited. So it'd flip over again the next time, but I don't obsess on the SP, but it's just it helps me clarify my position. And I think Island Days gets a lovely run here. Love Mick Kent this will be race 2, no one will be 100% sure what's happening. He'll back himself in all day. He'll tell Luke Nolan where to go. Luke Nolan follows instructions very well. Get in there.
Yeah, they're lower grade of horse, lower grade of ability, compressed benchmarking. Is it going to be one of those straight races where you look at it and say, we jump, we run, we raise the tempo, we can't make ground? We get a race like that and you feel that they're going slow and Twitchy Frank really gets to control and then just gets to raise the tempo, raise. It's very hard for the lesser light to build into the race and then run it down.
Yeah, it's DK and it's the Chop King Jr. who is back.
And the runs that
How many
he's come
wins he
through
ride
are
on Wednesday, Chop King?
building runs.
2, 3?
Yeah, he got a couple and he
Flying.
rode very well. He rides Sandem very well.
He just rides very well.
So is that lack of speed, possibly only horses I'd be looking at betting wise would probably be Grey Shadow Island Days on the place line. After that, it's not a race.
What do you want to do with Layell?
Goes possibly leads. Callow very aggressive. I've got it probably a length under. Grey Shadow open to improvement.
I think I might. I'm hard against it.
Profile's in the race for mine, but you can't get too keen. If you're looking for an advantage, it might be Island Days the place, but again, I'm not really that keen to bet into it.
We're singing, we're agreeing here. Race number 3, it's a 1600 metre race, a benchmark 78. We have got Box of Chocolates, $12. Guizo. God, I wish it won there at Warrnambool. Fucking torture. At 10s, War Legend 21s, Siga Lavaca 34s, Nocio 7s, another Bullseye $4.60, iBoogie 12s, La Florette 20s, Eclair Calling $3. $3 Eclair Calling. I repeat, Eclair Calling is somehow $3 and backed. Longer the rest. I've got Mr. Wonderful kicks up, Box of Chocolates gets across, Sigla Varka holds a nice spot, I think. 3 wide and cast there at Warrnambool. No Show finds the fence. Eclair Calling gets a really nice run. iBoogie can get a nice run. I think Spearhead, Domino Vital, another Bullseye. Hipparchus and Penny to Sell have awkward draws to deal with. Guizo in behind, Eclair Calling, coming a bit late. Kick us away, mate.
Another Bullseye's win last start was no accident. It was strong to the line.
It's so fat. I backed it on the movers. It was good. But halved in price. Thought we were done. Kicked up.
I really like when I get a horse who hasn't had too hard of a run, who really hits the line hard when they back up, same track, same distance, scene of the crime basically, and we get to repeat again, and I've got a bit of a figure there to back it up. Another Bullseye, 3rd best of the day, 3.9 lengths above the IVR benchmark. That's a plus, that's hitting +4 range in town. Yeah, people wanted to get on and say, I had a bit of a joke about it as well. Galaxy Raider throwing it in, but Galaxy Raider's run was super. Another Bullseye was just really strong. I think it's got about a length to a length and a half up its sleeve here to overcome a little bit of adversity. So wide draw with a cart. I think it'd be really hard to beat in this. Eclair Calling, wrong price for me, too short. I think they should switch
positions in the market.
Switch positions. I would have, that $3, $2.80, $3, another Bullseye, and have a horse like Eclair Calling more around that 5-1 mark. But you don't always get it that way, and if there's money for it, someone knows something that maybe I don't. So
which is this? Eclair
Calling.
Oh, they're a bit of a dominant, they're potent. Potent's the word. They're a potent stable when they bring them over here.
They are, and I think people get a little bit up and about Adelaide horses coming over here that they can't really match the form on, so I think they're here for a reason. Other than that, Spearhead's not hopeless. You probably write your own ticket. Odds at 70s.
The one I thought wasn't hopeless at the big odds was Zardon. Don't think it'll win, but $126 is ridiculous.
No, I can't give you a case there.
Jye McNeil, there is not a jockey in Australia going better than Jye McNeil.
In Australia?
It's a fact. It's a punting fact on his turnover, on his expected results versus what he achieves.
What about Wanderson de Villa?
Don't even know who that is. Where does he ride?
He rides it in Cairns.
You are a sick individual.
Well, I have to clock horses all over Australia.
Yeah,
so I see the Cairns races regularly, and
you're going to burn out.
If you look up a profile on Wanderson de Villa, his strike rate would be phenomenal. He just seems to win
versus SP though.
Oh, it could be versus anything. He just seems to win.
There you go, punters.
Wanderson de Villa.
And a few victims up there betting.
If you're going really ordinary,
if
you're going really ordinary, get on. After Heavens would have opened and rain was to.
Rain would come.
If rain comes and the heavens open, Zilbia puts himself into the race, but he's not in the race on a dry track. other than that, the only horse that, you know, me and Vince have a big battle with this horse, the Domino Vital has big numbers to its name.
Just its map.
It rarely shows up.
Yeah, I think the race is dangerous. I don't like Eclair calling it $3. I think it should be $6.
If you can run on.
I don't like.
Boogie.
I don't like another bullseye with the map and the jockey. It's too awkward for me to have confidence that he's going to pull that off.
I think you just tear forward.
I hope he does, but it's not ideal. So then, normally that would lead me to being pretty keen to bet, but I'm not sure. I will definitely look to bet real hard in this race from the yard. I'll be looking for iBoogie. I think it's the biggest value in the race currently at current odds. I'm not a fan of Spearhead. I think it's a spruik horse, and I don't think he's a trainer who wins enough races on Saturdays. Box of Chocolates was impressive first up, and a horse I got a bit of time for. Guizo with Chop King. Oh, I'm still not over the bull, but it's right in this, the way he hit the line. That innkeeper form is shit hot and standing up all the time. So the innkeeper race, which is also the Jaws of Steel race from, it's a heavy 10 somewhere. I back Jaws of Steel. Anyway, it's proven to be a really strong race. It comes from there. And so does Siga Lavaca, who was not suited at Warrnambool and is $34 here. It gets a really soft run. It'll run above $34, whether it can win or not, by the Many-Yard Mail. Because I've seen the horse. I didn't like it at Warrnambool, but I'm looking for it on Saturday. So that's race 3. We will be back with race 4 and onwards. Best bets, value bets, case bet cups, and a special little Hayden offer for next weekend. So see you then.